All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Rachak Wadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to all the hopeful elect, pushing out this word in truth and in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. This is Brother Quad from the DC camp, coming back at you with another lesson, and I'm entitled this one, Men of the Lord slash Friends of God, because we got these miscreants coming up, you know, talking about they just men. You only gotta follow. You don't have to follow man. Um, they pretty much think that just because they Israelites, that and they know that they Israelites and they teaching out of the Bible, that they are on the same level as other men who has labored, and has proven themselves into the Most High. Okay, and that's not how it works in the scriptures. So yeah, they are men, but they are men of the Lord. And men of the Lord are friends of God, man. They are the true prophets. All right, and I'm just get a few scriptures on how the Lord He'll choose someone that's faithful in His house, and then He becomes their friends. Um, so with that, I'm gonna just jump right into the scriptures. The first one I want to get is Numbers 12. The Numbers, the 12th chapter. It says, "Sojourn in this land." I'm gonna start from the top. It's Numbers 12 and 1. It says, "And Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married, for he had married an Ethiopian woman. And they said, Have Yahweh indeed spoken only by Moses? Have he not spoken also by us? And Yahweh heard it. Now the man Moses was very meek above all the men which were upon the face of the earth. And Yahweh spake suddenly unto Moses and unto Aaron and unto Miriam, Come out, ye three, unto the tabernacle of the congregation. And they three came out. So they were speaking up against Moses. Aaron and Miriam. They were speaking against Moses. They was complaining and murmuring that he had an Ethiopian woman, which for that's not, you wasn't supposed to marry outside of the nation. But here, this what happens when you become friends of the Lord, man. It says in where am I? Verse 4. No, this is verse 5. It says, And Yahweh came down in the pillar of the cloud and stood in the door of the tabernacle and called Aaron and Miriam, and they both came forth. And he said, Hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I, Yahweh, will make myself known unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in a dream. My servant Moses is not so, who is, he said, Salah, my servant Moses is not so, who is faithful in all mine house. With him will I speak mouth to mouth, even apparently, and not in dark speeches, and the similitude of Yahweh shall he behold. Wherefore then were ye not afraid to speak against my servant Moses? See? Then were you not therefore afraid to speak against my servant Moses? Because he's saying that that's the prophet. That's the one who he speaks to mouth. Since they understood what Moses was saying and was teaching the people, they felt as if they was on the same level as Moses, man. And the Lord showed that difference right there, because he said his servant Moses was faithful in all his house, man. Okay, and the Lord has to trust you first, man. Then it goes on and said that the anger of the Lord was hot amongst them, man, and he turned Miriam white as lepers, lepers white as snow. So like it. All right. Now let me get this scripture, because you got to build that relationship with the Lord, man, for him to be able to trust you with these things. You got the apostles. Apostle Hall been doing it for over 30 years, and on down. But then you got dudes that just been doing it for less than 5 years, thinking that they on the same level as the apostles, man. Thinking that they can speak this and that about the apostles, as if the Lord ain't gonna be angry at that, man. You know that you're not doing evil. You're not afraid to speak. You're not afraid to speak evil of dignities, man. Okay. All right. So this is Sirach 4 and verse Let me see where I want to start. All right, I'll start from verse 11. It says, "Wisdom Sirach 4 and 11. Wisdom exalteth her children, and layeth hold of them that seek her. He that loveth her loveth life, and they that seek to her early shall be filled with joy. He that holdeth her fast shall inherit glory, and whosoever she entereth, the Lord will bless. They that serve her shall minister to the Holy One, and them that love her the Lord doth love. Whosoever give ear unto her shall judge the nations, and he that attendeth unto her shall dwell securely. If a man commit himself unto her, he shall inherit her, and his generation shall hold her in possession." Here's the point. For at the first, verse 17, for at the first she will walk with him by crooked ways, and bring fear and dread upon him, and torment him with her discipline, until she may trust his soul, and try him by her laws. Then will she return the straight way unto him, and comfort him, and show him her secrets. See? So wisdom has to first trust you, man. For you to get the level of wisdom that the apostles have, it has to trust you first, man. The Lord has to trust you before sharing his secrets, man. And the men and the apostles, the men of the Lord, they are tried men. You see? They are tried men. They've been in this walk, and if you've been in this walk, and you know how difficult it is, you know, hey man, you the same guy saying these things about the apostles be the same ones still listening to him, man. Still, how do you know the name Yahweh? Why Yahweh? All right, the Rachakodash. How do you know that? How do you know when the Sabbath is? How do you know what the mark of the beast is? Because the Lord was supping with those men. All right, how do you know that Cornelius is not a heathen, man? The Lord was supping with those men. All right. Hey, how did we know who the false prophets were? Okay. I'm gonna keep going. Verse 19. But if he go wrong, she will forsake him and give him over to his own ruin. And that's what happened with a lot of dudes who wanted to exalt themselves, man. Okay. So let me jump to Wisdom of Solomon 7. This is Wisdom of Solomon 7 in verse 14. It says, well, it's still talking about wisdom, so let me jump up. Now, what is talking about wisdom? So I'm going to just read straight to the point. This is Wisdom of Solomon 7, verse 14. For she is a treasure unto men that never faileth, which they that use become the friends of God, being commended for the gifts that come from learning. You see? So they use wisdom, becoming friends of God, man. Let me jump down to verse 24. It says, for wisdom is more... Wait. No, it was verse 27. Well, I'll read verse 24 first. For wisdom is more moving than any motion. She passeth and goeth through all things by reason of her pureness. For she is the breath of the power of the Most High, and a pure influence flowing from the glory of the Almighty. Therefore can no defiled thing fall into her. Yeah, because if your conscience is defiled, then it's going to leave you, man. You know. Wisdom cannot stay into a malicious soul. Verse 26, it says, for she is the brightness of the everlasting light, the unspotted mirror of the power of the Most High, and the image of his goodness. And being but one, she can do all things, and remaining in herself, she maketh all things new. And in all ages entering into holy souls, she maketh them friends of God and prophets. So friends of God, they are prophets. They the ones who the Lord shared things with, man. Okay. That's why What is that? Oh, what is it says? All right, Genesis. Let me get this. Genesis the 18th chapter. This is Genesis 18 and verse 17. Wait. Yeah, it says, and Yahweh said, shall I hide from Abraham the thing which I do, seeing that Abraham shall surely become a great and mighty nation, and the nations of the earth shall be blessed in him. For I know him that he will command his children and his household after him, and they shall keep the way of Yahweh to do justice and judgment, that Yahweh may bring upon Abraham that which he hath spoken of him. And Yahweh said, because the cry of Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and because their sin is very grievous, I will go down now and see whether they have done altogether according to the cry of it, which is coming to me, and if not, I will know it. And the men turned their faces from thence and went towards Sodom, but Abraham stood yet before Yahweh. So the Lord was about to go down to see about Sodom and Gomorrah, and he said, is he going to hide this thing from Abraham? You know, which is his friend, and he told him that he was going to destroy it. And that's when Abraham inquired, is he going to destroy the righteous along with the wicked, which he was inquiring for Lot. And the Lord told him. He told him what he was going to do, and he was able to inquire for Lot, man. Okay, and he was a friend of the Most High, man. But you see the key word. He said that he know that the key point in that was he said that he knew that Abraham would order his house aright, man. Because he was tried. Matter of fact, let me get this, and then I'm gonna go into when Abraham was tried. This is Sirach 6 in verse 7. It says, if thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him. So the Lord telling us that, of course, he does the same thing as well. He wasn't hasty to credit him or call him a friend, but Abraham was proven. All right. What is this real quick? I'm looking at the wrong thing. All right. This is Genesis 12 in verse 1. It says, now Yahweh had said unto Abraham, get thee out of thy country and from thy kindred and from thy father's house into the land that I will show thee. And I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. So remember, that's what he said. That's how he became a friend of him. When we just read it, that the Lord said that surely he shall become a great nation. You know, and that's when he got that promise. And this is when the Lord first told him that. Verse 3, it says, and I will bless them that bless thee, and I will curse them that curse thee, and in thee shall all the families of the earth be blessed. So keep that in mind. He will bless them that bless thee and curse them that curse thee. So Abraham, and that's why Apostle Taha did that video where he cursed you. He quoted, this is I believe it's Isaiah or Jeremiah. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord. Every judgment that shall rise up against thee, thou shalt condemn, man. You see? And we talking about the true sons of Abraham, man. The ones that the sons of Abraham by faith and not just by blood, man. All right. Verse 4. So Abraham departed as Yahweh had spoken unto him, and Lot went with him, and Abraham was 75 years old when he departed out of Haran. All right. Now when you go to Hebrews, what's that? Hebrews 11 and 8. It says, by faith, when he was called to go out into the place which he should after receive for an inheritance, obeyed, and he went out not knowing whither he went. By faith he sojourned in the land of promise, as in a strange country, dwelling in tabernacles, which Isaac and Jacob, the heirs with him of the same promise, for he looked for a city which had foundations, whose builder and maker is the Most High. So that was faith, and it was accounted for him as righteousness, man. You know, that faith was accounted to him as righteousness, as the scriptures say, man. What was the other one? Because there was another one where it was talking about he actually was tried. Well, this I'll get that. This is Genesis 15:6. It says, and he believed, so lucky, and he believed in Yahweh, and it counted to him, and he counted it to him for righteousness. Okay. And what is the righteousness of the Most High? Is faith in Him, man. Not just the law. Okay. And that's why it says the Lord calls Abraham his friend forever, even after he was about to sacrifice Isaac. That's Genesis the 22nd chapter. That was the other trial. You know, and how many people can say that they had that kind of faith? All right. What's that other one? Okay, yeah, that's the one I was looking for. James 2:23. This is James 2 verse 23. It says, I start from verse 20. It says, but wilt thou know, O vain man, that faith without works is dead? Was not Abraham our father justified by works when he had offered Isaac his son upon the altar? Seeing thou how faith wrought with his works, and by works was faith made perfect. And the scripture was fulfilled, which saith, Abraham believed God, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness, and he was called the friend of God. Okay? So pretty much, hey, these men was proven. So you doing all this talking, you not knowing that they are friends of God, man. You know? And you think just because a lot of people come up against the apostles and Great Millstone and they agree with you that makes you right. When really you coming up against the Lord when you do that, man. You know? Oh, let me get an example of that. This is Numbers 26 verse 9. It says, and the sons of Eliab, Nemuel, and Dathan and Abiram. This is that Dathan and Abraham which were famous in the congregation, who strove against Moses and against Aaron in the company of Korah, when they strove against Yahweh. See? So when you strove against them, when they strove against Moses and Aaron, they strove against the Lord. So when you striving against the apostles, you striving against the Lord, man, because they're friends of the Lord. You see? See, the world, the world hate us because we are not of the world, but we was chosen out of the world. All right. But if the world hears you or the world loves you, the world will love its own. You know. So you choosing friendship with the world, which will make you an enemy of the Most High, man. So who you think he gonna choose? An enemy over his friends? You see? Jake really just don't know what they're getting themselves into, man. Scripture said that that the Most High spoke to Moses face to face without what did it say? Face to face and not in deep dark sayings, man. So not only did the Most High reveal himself to Moses with greater clearness than any other prophets, you know, but also with greater expressions of kindness, man. He spake not to him as a prince to a subject, man, but as a man to his friend whom he loves, man. And he takes sweet counsel with him. And Yahushua said the same thing. So let me get this. This is John 15 and verse 14. Now I want to start from 13. This is John 15 verse 13. It says, greater love have no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. Ye are my friends if ye do whatsoever I command you. Henceforth I call you not servants, for the servant knoweth not what his Lord doeth, but I have called you friends, for all things that I have heard of my Father I have made known unto you. See, so the Lord shares these things with his friends, man. So the reason why he called them friends was that he now treated them as friends. He opened their minds. He made known his plans to them. Acquainted them with the designs of his coming, his death, his resurrection, his ascension, all of it. It was given to him, given to them. The Lord, matter of fact, let me get this. A part of him telling them the secrets, man. This is Luke 12 in verse 4. It says, "And I say unto you, my friends, be not afraid of them that kill the body, and after that have no more that they can do. But I will forewarn you whom ye shall fear. Fear him which after he have killed have power to cast into hell. Yeah, I say unto you, fear him." So he even warned them of who to fear, man. As friends. You see? That's you have no idea when you coming up against the men of the Lord that you striving against the Lord, man. All right. I think that was pretty much it on that point. Yeah, I think I made the point that I wanted. Hold up. This is Proverbs 22 verse 11. He that loveth pureness of heart, for the grace of his lips, the king shall be his friend. In other words, he that loveth pureness of heart, his lips. If you are pure hearts, your lips, the words that come out of your mouth is gracious, and the king is going to be your friend. Those are the ones who the Lord walking together with, the ones who is in agreement with him, man. All right. But yeah, that's pretty much the point that I wanted to make. That the men of the Lord is friends of God, man, and you should watch how you speak when you're speaking about them. You should consider the matter. All right. Lord willing, that was the edifying lesson. Until the next one, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem HaKadosh, and I want to say Shalom.